For me to get to this point, I didn't neglect my family, but I couldn't have both. So go ahead.
How do I find motivation when the things that made me successful are now hurting me?
Hurt me.
Are now hurting me? You want to touch on that?
I mean, I think it's a balance. It's both. The first thing that came to my mind was family. And I'm going to explain what that is. I felt like, I don't even want to use the word neglect, but I felt like for me to get to this point.
You need a tissue.
That's kind of fucked up. For me to get to this point, I didn't neglect my family, but I couldn't have both. And now in my current situation right now, I'm really, really, really trying to fix that and spend more time, mend the relationship with my mom.
Why do you feel like you couldn't have both?
At that moment when I left Atlanta, left Dallas to come to Atlanta, I don't really know if I knew I couldn't have both. But now looking back, I couldn't. If I was going to be here, I could not have stayed in Dallas, Texas, Pleasant Grove. I couldn't have been up under my granny all day. I couldn't have been at everything I missed. I don't regret missing it because it got me to this point. But now that I'm at this point to where I can kind of go back and make my own schedule, I have enough money to make time. Now I need to make the decision to make time. Now I can make that decision. I spent almost a decade of chasing my career. Now that I'm to this point, I need to stop, heal, and make time for my family. And I'm acknowledging that now. But to answer the question, I feel like that hurt me. A thing that made me successful, leaving my family, which I don't regret because I had to do that to get to this point. But now that I'm at this point, I need to fix that hurt. I need to be more present. And
do you feel like you caused hurt by leaving?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you feel like it's on you to heal yourself and heal.
I feel like even Granny, I feel like she don't understand it. Like she be like, okay, just come. You can come back. Like, are you good? She still asks me if I'm good on money. She still sends me $100 checks. I never cash them. I'm like, Granny, I don't. I never cash them.
Yeah.
But like, I remember when I first moved to Atlanta, I didn't have a bed for 6 months. And I would cry to her. I would call her. I'm like, I wasn't crying to her for help. I never asked her for money. I'd never asked her, I wasn't crying for her to be like, I need to move back. I just wanted support. Keep going. Even then, she was like, well, just come back home. She don't get it. If I would have went back to Pleasant Grove, I would have still been in her kitchen doing sew-ins. And I made good money. That just wasn't my purpose. I was making $1,000 a week. And I had bills. To be living in the house with your parents at 22, that's a lot of money doing hair. But I had to leave and put my career and myself first before my family. To make it to this point. But once again, now that I'm to this point, it is my responsibility
to do your best.
To do my best. I can make my own schedule. I'm financially stable now. I'm not all the way where I want to be, but Megan was like, you need to go back home for Mother's Day. I went back home for Mother's Day and saw my mom. And
I'm so proud of you for doing it.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you for making the time. And I know how hard it is.
Yeah.
I know